Hello, this is Jim Michaels with the Hickory Heights Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I'd like to share with you just a short message from the Bible today. I want us to take this message from Hebrews 11. This chapter of the book of Hebrews is often called the hallmark of faith, and rightly so. What we have here is a list of men and women who lived their lives by faith, and as a result of living their lives by faith, it tells us, obviously, that they pleased God. And when life was over on this earth, that they went home to their eternal reward. They went to the city that had been prepared for them. If you would look with me at Hebrews 11, let's read verses 14, 15, and 16. It said, "For those who say such things declare plainly that they seek a homeland." Now, they were seeking a homeland. Now, he tells us that it was not the homeland of which they had possessed and had lived in upon this earth in the next verse. And truly, if they had called to mind that country from which they had come out of, they would have had opportunity to return, particularly to Abraham, who came from Ur of Chaldeans. And he was basically told to pack his bags and to leave, and that God would show him where he needed to go and to live and to settle. And he did exactly that. But he could have gone back to Ur of Chaldeans, but that's not what he sought. In verses 16, it says, "But now they desire a better, that is, a heavenly country. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them." We often refer to heaven as a prepared place for a prepared people. The only way that we can get to heaven is if we make preparation for it. It says that these all obviously live by faith, but it also says in verses 13, it said these all died in faith. In other words, they were faithful to the Lord even to the day that they died. They did what God told them to do. In this chapter, we have a definition of the word faith, even. In verses 1, he says, "Now faith is the substance or the basis of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." It's the basis or the foundation of things hoped for. It's our faith. God's made promise, and we have faith that he will give us what he's promised us. It's the evidence of things not seen. I've never seen God. I've never seen heaven. But I believe they exist because of my faith in God and because of his dealings with man, as I read about how he's dealt with man all throughout the ages. So he gives us a definition of the word faith. But he also tells us the type faith that really saves. For instance, in verses 4, he said, "By faith Abel offered to God." He obeyed God. He did what God told him to do. In Hebrews 11 and verses 8, he said, "For by faith Abraham obeyed." He did what God told him to do. He submitted to God. And so obviously then he was saved by faith. Now, are you living a life by faith? If we want heaven as a home, then we have to live by faith. And our faith has to submit and obey our God. Well, I hope you'll consider these thoughts and think seriously and soberly about them. Thank you for listening.